So Sunderland managed a 3-2 win last night at the Riverside against Middlesbrough in a crucial game for both the top of the table. Black Cats though came out on top today, and I'm going to look at how they did that and what it means for the promotion race, so let's get into it. Well, it was definitely a more entertaining game for the neutral than last Monday's snooze fest between Leeds and Burnley. Not a lot of competition, but this one had it all. Had the goals, late drama, great atmosphere, making it a really interesting game. Proper championship game. And it's the first time in 20 years Sunderland have won at the Riverside, and the first league double Sunderland have managed over Middlesbrough for 63 years, making this derby / not a derby, depending on who you ask, even more intense. I think this game was really changed by goals, which sounds a bit like a Michael Owen thing to say, but it seemed when Middlesbrough got their goal, the game swung in their favour greatly, and then the same in the opposite way for Sunderland. It was the hosts who led first in this one with a brilliant pass from Hayden Hackney to find Bergsorg, who calmly finished it off. And they were good value for the lead as well. They were dominating Sunderland in the start of the game, first 30 minutes or so. And the goal was a perfect example of this, as it came on the counter-attack, which is where they looked really dangerous at the start of the game. And in my opinion, I don't think it was a foul on Patrick Roberts in the build-up, but one which could be contested. But then Sunderland began to grow into the game more, and this was done through getting Enzo Lefebvre more involved on the left wing. It was pretty clear at the start of the game that Patrick Roberts was struggling to make an impact on the right, often running into trouble and wasn't really creating much. But as soon as Enzo Lefebvre got involved, he completely turned the game around and was just incredible, showing how dangerous of a player he is. His passing, his touches in particular highlight how threatening he was, and the link-up with Dennis Sirkin too on the left flank was really good. And I'd imagine Luke Ayling is probably still struggling to get to sleep after that game. But overall, Enzo Lefebvre just seems to be on another level to anyone else on the pitch, and you could argue anyone else in this division. He's pretty good at football. And he was ultimately the difference maker in this game. He gave Sunderland that edge, which allowed them to get 3 points out of this one. So in the 33rd minute, Sunderland did then get their equaliser, which was a pretty fortunate one, with Neil's shot taking the deflection off Edmondson. It allowed Sunderland to take even more control of the game, which they took into the second half, leading to their second goal with an incredible pass from Lefebvre. A cool finish from Wilson Isidore, dribbling it past the keeper to finish off a good goal, putting the visitors ahead. And Wilson Isidore is another key player. He was really key, making runs off the defenders and causing trouble for the Middlesbrough defence all night long. And even better for Sunderland that they've managed to get him on a permanent, reportedly around 5 million, which is a pretty good deal for a player of his quality if he can keep that up. You know, he's obviously been able to turn it around. He had that tough game where he missed the 2 penalties, but since then I think he's been able to turn it around and proved everyone wrong. And at that point, when they were 2-0 up, it looked like Sunderland might take full control of this one, but Hayden Hackney then let fly with an incredible finish. You know, he certainly wasn't a player who deserved to be on the losing team. You know, a goal and an assist, and a really good goal and a really good assist as well. So yeah, he had a good game despite being on the losing side. Both teams offered some threat at the end of the game until eventually Sunderland did find the winner, and it felt like a winner was coming, but I just wasn't sure for which side it was going to come for. But that goal, once again made by Enzo Lefebvre, unfortunately for Ryan Giles, he was the one who put it into his own net. Heartbreak for Borough right at the end, as they would have felt that they were good value for a point, which to be honest probably would have been the fair result. But the stats overall, I would say Sunderland was slightly the better team, but I think a draw would have been fair. But it's a massive win for the Black Cats. People were questioning whether they could keep this up in the automatic promotion race, especially after difficult last 2 games, dropping points at home to bottom of the league, Plymouth. But this was a real statement win for them, and a message to Leeds, Sheffield United and Burnley. Comparisons can definitely be drawn to them and last season's Ipswich in terms of the fact that most neutrals are anticipating them to fall off at some point, but they just keep going. And though it is a young squad, last night they showed so much confidence and maturity, and a real positive game overall for them. On the other side of it though, a disappointing result for Michael Carrick's men, as they miss out on an opportunity to get into the top 6 and go above West Brom and Blackburn. And it's turning into a bit of a bad run of form now. That's 2 losses in a row, 3 losses in the last 4. But they have been busy in the January transfer window, and I'll be hoping that those additions can get them over the line into the playoffs this season. But it does sort of feel like the top 4 are probably too far off for them now. But those additions, 3 of them made their debut today: Morgan Whittaker, Mark Travers and Illing Jr. For Whittaker, I thought he was okay, but lacked influence and creativity in the game overall. He had one chance where he got tackled in the box, shouts for a penalty, but I don't think it was. But other than that, not really too much. But of course it's early days, and once he gets really going, firing with Finn Azaz together like they were last season, I've no doubt that they'll both be doing well. And Iheanacho was also announced on loan from Sevilla till the end of the season, someone with a lot of experience and on his day can be a really top Championship player. So Sunderland came out on top in this intense match, which both sides will have felt that they deserved something from. The individual quality from Enzo Lefebvre allowed Sunderland to bypass Middlesbrough and exploit the high lines and overload wide areas, which meant that Sunderland managed all 3 points in this one and sent a big message to the rest of the Championship. And it looks like Reggie Lebrie's men are ready for the challenge and ready for automatic promotion, and in contrast to Burnley last week, got their result through attacking football rather than the football terrorist Scott Parker's boring defensive play. Sure, it gets results, but this Sunderland side seems to have more than that. There seems to be a real chemistry between the group and really good attacking play, and that could just be what gets them over the line. Thanks for watching.